Sports Metro. How are you this evening?
Outstanding. How are you doing?
Doing
I am
well.
doing fabulous, fabulous. So, this is a very exciting November inspiring confidence for tax season 2026. Who's ready for tax season?
We are. We can't get to the chat, but
Everybody.
hey, we are. We all ready.
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent. I
the
am
chat is
so
not
ready for tax
available, so
season.
the chat is not available, so everybody I think is probably ready.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you. All right. So moving right into the deck today. So we've been having this monthly meeting. I started mine 2 years when I first got here. We do a monthly meeting. We talk about all the exciting things that are coming, and we talk about all the things that we need to be looking forward to or watching out on our calendars for this coming year. So we've talked about the transition to iCIMS. So all of you have now been able to put your applications in. Thank you for those who have your applications in already. We've got you hired. We're ready to rock and roll. Um, we
Yeah.
launched Ghost Systems. So for anyone who has not, who does entity tax returns, your 990s, your S Corps, your C Corps, the new program is Ghost Systems. If you've been selected, you've been informed, please complete that training. If you do not get that training complete, you'll be unable to do your entity tax returns this tax season. We want to make sure we have enough tax preparers across both districts to get our entity clients taken care of. Um, Tax associates and onboarding enhancements. We talked about how much smoother using iCIMS is now for onboarding. Um, Launchpad is now live in the offices. That's exciting to me. We're going to talk about Block Next. We've been, dabbling in a little bit of what's coming for Block Next. Um, and we need to grow our tax pro expertise, so we're going to make sure we're all leveling up. Financial services and small business. This is the
Okay.
exciting
Okay.
stuff that we talked about in October. And so from here on out, we're going to be focused fully on what's coming for tax season and Block Next. So let's get into it. I am going to talk about today's agenda. Um, we're going to listen to the U.S. retail marketing team, not marketing, the market leadership team. They're going to have a Q&A. We're going to deep dive into Block Next, and then we're going to talk about what's going on in the district. I wanted to, before we actually get to that slide where they say, you know, district business, I wanted to do a little introduction and allow the new leader of Memphis Knights, Memphis Southeast, to say hi to y'all, give you a little bit about herself, and then she is not ready for y'all to bombard her just yet. I am still your person until late December, early January, when she's done all her training and all that other good stuff. But I wanted y'all to get a feel for the passion and excitement that she's going to bring to your team. So take it away, Miss Darlene.
Oh, hey, yay. I didn't know I was going to get a slide and everything. Woo. Anyway, so I'm excited to be here, guys. Darlene Donovan. I live in Olive Branch, Mississippi, but I've been in Memphis for about, the Memphis area for about a little over 10 years now. Actually really feels like home to us. I've been in retail for a long time and, most recently and I've also spent about 5 years, at Orion Federal Credit Union, where I ran all their branches and operations and things of that nature too. So, anyway, come with a lot of experience, a lot of multi-unit experience and done a lot of that. And I'm very excited about being part of Block. I have felt so welcomed and the training and everything has been amazing. So I can't wait to continue to get started. But Gabby's right. I'm not ready yet. I'm in day 3 of week 2, so still learning a lot, drinking from a fire hose. But I am really passionate. I can't wait. I got to meet some of the leaders. Yes, was it? Yeah, yesterday. Boy, I can't remember yesterday, and that was really fun and being part of that meeting. And I'm so privileged. Gabby is an amazing leader, and I'm learning a lot from her as well. And anyway, can't wait to get started. I know we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna learn together. But you're going to teach me a lot of stuff too. And so we're going to make it a fantastic district, and we're going to continue to help elevate Memphis Metro, because that's a big deal too. So anyway, I'm also quick little things about me. I'm a farm girl from Iowa, and have been all over the country, but again, feel like this is home, and excited to be part of the team. So thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you, Darlene. All right, so now we're going to listen to the U.S. leadership team have a quick Q&A. I have it queued up here. Yeah, perfect. So share this. And yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to the November Inspiring Confidence Open House. I'm here with your market vice presidents, and this has become an annual thing. In the last town hall of the year, we wanted to just give you a little bit of like what we're thinking about, what we're working on right now, and what we're really excited about for this upcoming season. So I think, first and foremost, you're going to see a big theme this year around experience, right? We started and initiated the experience for new clients last year. We learned a lot. We saw some really great results that when it's executed as intended, it absolutely delivers growth, and our clients felt it. You'll learn more about that in client care training. But we also know that we have to make tools and processes easier for you. So Jason, talk a little bit about like what we mean about that.
Absolutely. So we know that a great client experience starts with our tax professionals. Our tax professionals for a long time have been saying we've got a lot to do. And so I think this year is the very, very first year that we're going to have some tangible steps in streamlining their process so they can spend more time with the client, deepen the relationship, and position themselves as an expert. One of those very first things is how we're streamlining the consent process. Now, I'm not going to talk about every screen and everything. Trust me, it's going to be more simple. We're also making Second Look opt out instead of opt in. We know our new clients are telling us that the Second Look is one of the biggest values that we have. We also are helping our tax professionals with Sidekick. Now, let me tell you how I think about Sidekick. I think every hero needs a sidekick. Think Batman and Robin, yep. Right? So very briefly, Sidekick is this. It has two components. The first component is it's going to automate anytime you got to call FTS, so you don't have to be on the phone for a half hour. And the people that have used it and tested it are just saying this is a game changer. The other piece of Sidekick is you're going to have a virtual assistant to help you quickly answer tax questions at an accurate level. So, hey, experienced tax pros, when all those first years come over asking these simple questions, kick them over to your Sidekick to get the answer. So, Mark, yes. Super excited. A lot of great things that the tax pros should be excited about.
So we are coining this as the phrase. You're going to hear this in training, and you'll hear this throughout time back for impact. And the idea is that we want our tax pros to spend as much time as they can with only what they do best and the value they provide, and that is giving advice and consultation with clients versus clicking screens, trying to get consents. Like, it's value to the company, but it's not value. It's not really what the value that the tax pro brings. And so cannot wait to share that with the field.
And don't forget spending time on the phone. I think they'll be most excited about that, right? I don't have to be stuck on the phone with FTS and back to back. So
I mean, the cool part about that is if you're in BWO or if you're in Work Center and you have an issue or a technical question, you don't have to get on the phone. You can report the issue right in the application. And we know that 70% of all of our calls that are made to FTS are because of BWO or Work Center, two systems we work in the most. That is a game changer. Where we've tested this, we have gotten amazing feedback from our tax pros and franchisees who just think this is such a time saver for them.
Love that.
Yeah. So I think the other big thing that we're working on right now that we've gotten through extension season, which by the way, we had a great extension season. Thank you for those folks who worked and helped us serve clients and convert those extensions. But now there's two big areas that are sort of like what's next on the horizon. And that is Emerald Advance. And then obviously client care training kicks off in November. So Tony, I know you are very passionate about client care training and ready to serve. What are our thoughts this year? What can folks expect?
Well, Jason said it, a great client experience starts with our tax pros, right? Our frontline associates that engage our clients. And I'm super pumped to your point about what we've done to build a framework to prepare our tax pros and our office teams for tax season 26. I think we'll all agree, we've been through the training. We feel good about it. In fact, we feel great about it. At this point, all of our field leaders have taken the training and actually taken some coursework to help them lead their teams through this training. And at the end of the day, what's it about? It's about to provide all of our office teams with the skills, the capabilities, the readiness, the know-how to bring our vision to life with every single client that we serve throughout tax season. End of the day, that's what it's all about. The thing I want to really stress, though, with all of our office teams is just the need for us to pace ourselves, to really engage in the learning and the training, doing our due diligence, to take it all in, to retain it, to ask questions when we have questions. If something isn't sitting well, we're not sure about something, take a partner. Our DGMs will have processes in place to check in with our office teams. And we should take advantage of that. Simply put, it's a big investment by everybody. At the end of the day, again, the purpose here is to bring our vision to life with every client. Now, the thing I want to stress, and this is especially important, understanding what I believe will be even greater needs for our clients this tax season, understanding the changes in the tax code and the fact that more and more people will come to us to rely on that expertise we provide. I think it's so important that we're ready to go when we open the doors in January. Like, we want our clients, whether they're being served on March 15th or January 15th, to have the same great experience. Again, regardless of when they come see us. So that's going to require us to really bring our A game and to learn and apply ourselves through all that training so we can take great care of those clients from the get-go when we open up in January.
So I think what I hear you saying is we don't want you serving a client until you've completed your training.
Oh, we don't, and that's exactly it. And we'll build a framework around that.
Yeah.
We've got to be prepared.
We've got all kinds of data now that shows when tax pros not only complete the training and they show that they're proficient in the topic and they can demonstrate it, the impacts on their performance are just like, the numbers just don't lie, whether it's second look, conversion, service quality, product attach. And we can build all the amazing systems, bells, whistles, promotions, but if our associates aren't fully trained and competent, right, it doesn't matter, right? Because we are the product.
That's it. Hear, hear.
So while we're talking about training.
Yeah, no, I think this is a great opportunity, Mark and team. You know, we've got GoSystem. Yep. And for all of you guys out there, some of you guys maybe are like, what is GoSystem? So we're retiring BlockWorks legacy software. So that means this year we're going to be launching GoSystem, which is an industry software. So think about CPAs, accountants using this. You guys told us that, hey, guess what? When we do entities or we do complex tax returns like small business, that we need to be able to show up as the expert when it comes to not only the federal side of the return, but also the state. And so the great news is GoSystem does an amazing job at pass-through entities. So think about your federal return, feeding the state return, being able to maximize deductions. And once you get through the training, what we've heard is it's got amazing features, it's a stable system, and so we really know that it's going to allow us to show up as the experts 100% of the time when it comes to serving clients. Some of you guys started your training maybe coming out of the tax season in May, but many of you, over half of the tax professionals, are actually starting in November with getting ready for tax season. So when Tony and Mark talk about being able to show up in January, ready to serve a client, I can't think of a system that we want to be ready to be able to deliver that great experience coming out of the gates. And so your district managers are going to be working with you in terms of making sure that you actually have time. We've given you 10 hours of training time to get the work done, but we know that expertise doesn't just happen overnight. And so it's going to be really critical that all of you guys as tax professionals set aside time to do case studies or practice returns so that we make sure that you feel confident in delivering a great experience to the clients. So that's really what GoSystems is about helping us be able to fulfill our BlockNext strategy in terms of growing complex clients.
Yeah. We've been growing Entity for the last 3 or 4 years consistently. That said, we only have 1% of market share. However, tax pros and franchisees have told us for years, hey, if you want to get serious about getting into the entity business, you need a better platform. And we delivered. We didn't build this platform. We partnered with Thomson Reuters. This is a top, best-in-class platform that is used worldwide by CPAs and independents all over the world. And so I feel really good about the quality, but it's super different than BlockWorks, right? And there's a learning curve. And so you cannot fake it. You can't check the box. Like, you have got to spend time in the training and then work with the case studies to feel really comfortable and confident to be able to serve your first entity client towards the beginning of the year.
That's right. And we've stood it up. We have Teams channels and to be able to support peer-to-peer, very similar to what we've done with other launches. And so we just want to make sure that you guys feel confident and comfortable as tax advisors to make sure that you guys are ready to go in January.
So I think that the message here is, if you write entity returns and you need to take your Go System training, please do not wait to the last minute. Your future self will not thank you. And so that's definitely an opportunity there. So I think is our ask.
Yeah.
Next big sort of pivot or initiative really is around Emerald Advance, right? And so there's a couple things that are new with Emerald Advance this year. It is our first opportunity to win the first half of the season. Talk to me about Emerald Advance. What should I be thinking about? What's new?
Well, let's first, at this point, by the time they're watching this, hopefully they finish their training. On the back, so we keep talking a lot about training. But I think we got to remember that Emerald Advance is probably one of our best growth products, right? When you think about tax season coming around the corner, being able to grow new clients, those clients are going to walk in through the door and they're looking for money now. But one of the things that's really important is securing the tax season appointment. I think, and I go back to training because the training is going to tell you probably the most important part of what we secure with that client is not just getting them money, but getting a tax season appointment for them to come in and see us this season. One of the things that's new about Emerald Advance this year is that your prior clients are actually going to be able to apply online, which is exciting for us because I think that's going to be another opportunity for us to grow. I think we have to be prepared for if clients start online, they want to come into the office, we'll be prepared to help them as well. So listen, Emerald Advance is easily probably one of our better products that we have. I won't dive deep into like all the other products, but we're really passionate this year about not just Emerald Advance, but all of our products. And you're going to hear us say things like, hey, one product, every client, one product, every client. And this is a great way to get started in that.
I love it. We did a much better job with appointment setting last tax season. I think we ended around 80% or so, which was up considerably. What's interesting is when those clients have tax season appointments and we get that commitment, we convert about 94-95% of those clients to a paid tax return. I mean, it really is our opportunity to get in front of the client, start the relationship, demonstrate expertise, and hook them, if you will, to get them for tax season. So I think the last big topic for us that we've been thinking about is what we refer to as OB3, because we always need another acronym here at Block, but the one big, beautiful bill we know is a huge opportunity for us this upcoming season for multiple reasons. We've been seeing a huge influx or increase in mid-year care check request. So our mid-year care check, and we're not done, by the way, we're still serving and meeting with clients today, have been up like 70% versus what they are last year. So it clearly shows us there's demand out there, there's questions, there's uncertainty, and whenever that happens, that is great for us, for business. And we need to make sure we get our fair share, right? Because like we're not the only tax company out there who will be touting this, and so we've got to be able to show up. So I'll open this up to any guys. Like, talk to me about like what should our tax pros know about readiness? Where will they get training? What's out there for them? So
I first want to say, Mark, you talk about uncertainty, and I think that's going to drive clients into the offices. And with uncertainty driving clients to the office, it's a great opportunity for tax pros to show their expertise. And I think this is one of the most important years that we really lean on our max refund and our accuracy guarantee. You're going to hear us talk about things like client comes into the office, there's going to be some confusion around overtime, tips. Listen, you're the expert. Secure the client that day. I think you're going to hear in some of the training is we're not looking for them to go get a second opinion. We want them to be the only opinion, and we're going to stand behind our max refund and accuracy guarantee.
This year too, to help clients out, there's obviously a lot of noise right now with government shutdowns. Who knows if it'll be shut down by the time you see this? Then there's this whole like, what happens if the IRS delays e-file opening? Our RA product, we have one big, huge enhancement this year, and we're extending the date. You guys know the date? We're extending RA?
You're going breaking news. This is breaking news.
March the 15th, right?
Nice.
And so think about it. We've normally ended that in February. We know that clients are going to need help this year. Not only are they going to be confused, things they've heard on the news about all the different tax law changes, but we're also here to help our clients and get that money within minutes with our RA product as well.
Awesome.
Mark, thinking about the OB3 and the client experience, we're going to get a ton of calls in the office.
Yeah,
It's going to start January 3rd, 4th, and the phone's going to be ringing off the hook. And clients are going to want answers on the phone. The best thing we can do for the client experience is simply say, it's complicated. Let me set your appointment with one of our great tax professionals, because no matter what, we're in a losing situation if we try to give advice over the phone, because we never get the full picture.
Yep.
They get a half answer, and then like if it's not accurate what they told us, then our answer is not accurate. So we've just got to think about, let's make sure that we're answering that phone and simply saying, let me get in and get you set up with our tax professional.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
Here,
so just-
here. Go ahead.
I was going to jump in a little bit. You talked about what are we doing to help people get prepared. So the great news is, as soon as OB3 was passed, like July 4th is actually when it was, we immediately pulled teams together. So we have content in the mid-year client care check. So if you didn't take that yet, there is some OB3 content there. We have information that's client-facing, the tax information articles that are available on .com. But internally, we've really started setting you up for success. We have continuing education courses that are going to be available. We have it in your tax update, which is actually part of your client care training. And then also, you may not know it, you might have seen it in our Block News, but we have a LinkedIn Live event the small business team is launching for small business owners. So if you're very interested in small business, it's towards the end of the month, around October 27th. So definitely you can jump on, listen in. So we've got multiple ways to start getting everybody aware of all the tax law changes.
Yeah, love it.
Mark, simply said, this is what we do at H&R Block. This is our purpose coming to life. Such significant change in the tax code. And there's no better place than coming to our offices or online if you prefer and engaging our tax pros. And as Roxanne said, so many resources to prepare our tax pros to provide an amazing experience to clients this tax season. But it's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, love it. Well, you ended it really well. So that concludes our MVP roundtable for the November Inspiring Confidence series. Cannot wait to see you all in tax season. And thanks, everybody.
Wait, yeah, All right, team. Y'all know transitions are hard for me. Going back and forth is not easy. But let's see where we are. It's coming. Here's perfect. So did you guys get any good information, any new data out of that roundtable? How are you feeling about the roundtable? Anything that really struck you as important?
I love the sidekick.
You've used Sidekick, right, Stacy?
Not yet, but I can't wait.
Excellent. All right. So we're going to talk about Block Next. We're going to talk about current state and ideal state, the plan for Block Next, what is financial freedom. We're going to do a deep dive into our 3 growth strategies, and then we're going to just chat a little bit about what Block Next means to you. Right. So let's begin with looking out what are some of the pain points for both customers and for tax pros that we've had to work with in the last couple of years. So recently, we used to have 80% brand recognition. If people thought taxes, they thought H&R Block. That awareness has eroded a little bit. So people we have lack of awareness, lack of familiarity with the H&R Block full portfolio of products. So we have online, we have Block advisors, we have Block CPAs, but people don't know that all these things exist. All right. Ease. We're having trouble with our ease. There is friction, or it's not smooth between digital and in-office experience. So people think, oh, so your H&R Block, I can start my return online, walk into an office and finish the return, and then pay the online price for walking into an office. So there's that friction there. It's not, the interaction is not smooth between our products and just a follow through. Personalization. A lot of our clients feel like we are milling them through a process. It's not individualized for that client. So we're going to start looking at tailoring some of our experiences for the client. Expertise and confidence in education. Those three, I think, are all one process. Our tax pros are not showing their expertise for every client. And when that happens, the clients are not confident in our service. And not all of our tax pros are taking full advantage of all the educational opportunities that we have, so that we're not able to educate our clients. So how are we going to change this? And then, of course, our service expectations. We know that my team knows the expectation is that every client that sits at your desk gets a rundown of everything we offer and a price before you even start the return. So we're missing where we're not setting that expectation with the client. Or if a client has looked at the online price and comes into the office and then we do the return and then tell them, oh, it's going to be $300. So these are the conversations we need to be having with the client to set those service expectations. Our financial service clients don't have the awareness that we offer multiple financial service products. When we're talking to our clients, we're not speaking to them in layman's terms, we're talking taxes. So we understand what we're saying, but does the client understand what you're saying? Again, do we give the clients all the information they need when they're taking either a loan or an advance? And what is the payback expectation? Are we explaining this to our clients? Again, with the connected experience, are these things interchangeable? You saw this year, if you've worked Emerald Advance, how much easier it is to start your application online, coming into the office. So we're trying to fix some of these things. And then service breaks. We've had our share of fraud cases this year. And so that's eroding the trust with the relationships we're building with our clients. And then for the tax pro, again, how is it easy? The primary pain points are easy. Are tools that fully support the way you serve your clients. Are tools working best for you? How prepared is your client when they come into the office? Are they coming with all their documents? If we're not able to finish the return, or if we're not able to give the client the prices that they were expecting, we're disappointing clients. And then our staffing levels. There's offices that tell me, well, we don't need any more tax pros. But then by the middle of the season or the end of the season, you're saying, oh, we're burnt out. So if we try to put new tax pros in the office to lighten that load a little bit, we're trying to make sure that you have enough staff that you can go to the bathroom and we don't create a service break, that you can take a day off, that you cannot feel well one day and be comfortable calling out, so that we have enough staff to cover every single office with at least the rule of 2. So we want to make sure that we're staffing appropriately. And I know Cami and Amalia, I'm not sure if they're on the call, but they need a big round of applause. Most of our offices are fully staffed or overstaffed. We have a couple of pain points where we're working to get that taken care of. But Cami was on it today. She was like, we don't need people there. They just need to fix their availability. We fixed the availability. That office was taken care of. So we're digging in. We're making sure that we have the right people in the right place to take care of you. And Cami and Amalia have done a fabulous job of getting us new tax pros, getting us some experienced tax pros. And now that they've done that, it is your job as a tax pro team to make them comfortable and welcome them into the offices. So let's talk about what we believe and what the future and the implications for customer ideal state. So the ideal state is that every client is served by an experienced tax pro and they get the services that are necessary for them. So our customers want a simple tax prep, which is increasingly automated. Financial health will remain a glaring need in the middle class consumer, but a few will have a trusted partner in this complicated journey, and we want to be that trusted partner. Consumers will increasingly expect digital first experiences. So when our clients walk in the door, they want us to know who they are. The role of the human and the physical network can be the differentiator. There is a competitive white space, but it is closing quickly. So we need to be number one to get to our ideal state. We must provide value beyond transactional tax prep in our primary tax business with the adjacent products. So it is making sure you mention every product to every client every single time. Let's not make decisions for clients. Let us treat the clients the way you want to be treated. You want to walk into a car dealership and say, hey, I want to buy a car. And the dealer goes, yep, this is the car you're getting with these features. And you have no choice. We don't want to be that car dealer. We want to be the car dealership that says, hey, we have all these options. What would you like? We want to make sure that we have trust, advice, and simplification will be the center of our focus on our financial health. It will be critical to collect, leverage data to create a personalized digital experience. We need to evolve our tax experts, our real estate, and our service model to succeed. So there will be changes, but the change is based on you. And that's why when I say, hey, start up, learn up, ensure that you're ready to take care of our clients. And we need to deploy with speed and quality to win in the marketplace. So there will be changes and they will be coming at us at an amazing speed. But the company has gone away from deploying en masse an 80% product. So when things hit your desk, unless somebody says, guys, you're in a pilot, it should be ready for prime time. So this is the Block Next plan. Go ahead, Gloria.
Okay, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just wanted to share a quick story since there's just a few of us.
Mhm.
When you go back to presenting the products to each client, I was a Block client before I was a Block tax pro for all these years. I never knew that we did refund transfer. There's many times I would have come into the office and had my taxes prepared earlier, but that was never offered to me.
And so this is why we offer every product to every client every time. Not because they have that checkbook out and ready to go, do we not offer them refund transfer. Hey, that might be their last $300 they have in their checking account that they're going to sign over to you. But if they could use a refund transfer, they could save that $300, take their kids to dinner, or go put groceries in the house and still get their taxes completed. So thank you, Gloria. So Block Next, our purpose. Our purpose is to provide help and inspire confidence in our clients and communities everywhere. So providing help is what we do. Because we're competent, we inspire confidence. And we want to help all the clients and make sure that everyone in our communities know that we're here. So the Block Next growth strategies is to elevate the client experience. So when a client walks in the door, we want to make sure that we are prepared to give them the best experience that we can. We want to serve more complex clients. Yes, we know that our clients, our 1040 clients, our speed of refund clients are our bread and butter. But more of these clients are starting small businesses. More of these clients are investing. So we need to be ready and prepared to take care of every client, no matter how complex their return. We're going to evolve our operating model, and this is a space that might be a little scary for our tax pros because change is hard. But change is not coming overnight. It's not going to be tomorrow, boom, everything is different. But as we evolve our operating model, who remembers Kmart? Kmart didn't change. So we have to be prepared to adjust to take care of our clients the way they want to be taken care of. And I will say this team has done a great job leaning into TPRs, leaning into my block, making sure their clients are using those products. And so we are prepared and ready to pivot whichever direction the company goes. And then we're going to transform products, design, and engineering. The first step for that is moving to Go Systems. Instead of having a whole team to rewrite Blockworks every year with the new programming, we've moved to Go Systems for entities. Someone else has to do the hard work. It's going to come to us best in class product, and we will be able to take great care of our clients. And then we're investing in the future. You'll hear that we are purchasing more buybacks. We are investing in training for our teams. Go Systems is a big investment. We're making sure that our Incline trainings are more deep, more in depth, so that our team, the investment that the company is putting into this team, is what we need for the future. And we're going to keep the company moving forward. And then the vision is to empower financial freedom for our clients through trust and technology. I think this is a really big step. We have our Emerald Advance loan product, which is going on now. Refund Advance is being expanded. Emerald Card is not going anywhere, so our clients that would prefer the Emerald Card, they're doing some enhancements on the Emerald Card for those clients. And then our new product, and my favorite product, Spruce, they are enhancing all those products every year. So make sure when you get to your client care training, you're digging in on the products. Products are going to be super important. This year, you're going to hear us talk about all of our products, Peace of Mind, Tax Identity Shield. They are changing and adding and enhancing these products so that we are truly taking care of our clients. So what does financial freedom mean to you? So any of you have any ideas of what your financial freedom means to you? No, so I can start. I'll start. For me, financial freedom is being able to go to the grocery store, pick up my groceries, and not check the bank account to make sure that something else is going to bounce. That's my financial freedom, just being able to go to the grocery store and feel comfortable doing that. Does anyone else have what their financial freedom means to them?
Like you
Doing
said,
what
just
I want, when I want.
oops, sorry.
Exactly. Go ahead, Miss Anita. Yep, I love it. Stacy, go ahead.
Like you said, just to be able to pay bills, or maybe you want to go on a family vacation. That's what you want to do this year.
Yep. So it's the ability to do with your money what you want to do with your money and what best serves your purpose. Let's listen to some clients.
We can't hear it.
Oh, okay. Right. So there you see financial freedom is varied and changes, and a lot of these stack on top of each other. And some of them are things I wouldn't even have thought about, but it's very different for every single client. And so that is why we do what we do. We want to make sure our clients are living their best life. So some of the growth strategies, some of the things that we're doing for to elevate client experience. We've had clients say the onboarding portal is difficult, so we're enhancing MyBlock. Time back for impact, the mobile app, MyBlock, and then Spruce. These are things that we're doing to elevate the client experience. So with onboarding, we're going to make sure that the client, when they walk in the door, they're ready to get their taxes done. We want it to be a seamless transition from their MyBlock, their Spruce, all these accounts link and everything updates. So when you pull them up in Workcenter, all their information should be there. The target is to have 20% increase in MyBlock and Spruce usage. And we want them to be able to create their MyBlock and Spruce account in less than 3 minutes. So time back for impact. So this is formerly known as Automate the Tax Pro tasks, but this is going to give you, the Tax Pro, time so that you can have those conversations with your client, so that you can take care of your client in a more consultative manner. So the big enhancements for TS26 is Sidekick. So you guys have time to, instead of being on the phone with tech, you can make those notes to Blockworks team through Sidekick. It'll help you with tech support. It'll also answer your very mundane tax questions. What they're piloting in some districts is automation. So you can, when your front desk scans the documents from that client, or that client uploads their documents into their MyBlock account, as you're doing the tax return, the system will scan those W-2s and 1099s and put them into the tax return. We're enabling clients to self-select. So instead of having to, you're still going to tell your clients about all our products, but they're going to have the opportunity to choose those products on the client monitor. Instead of having them opt in to Second Look, we're going to have them opt out of Second Look. And so instead of giving the clients, hey, do you want to do this? Would you like us to not do this for you? So we're giving them the options. We're offering them the products, but we're going to make sure that we're giving every new client the opportunity to get a second look. Enhancements to MyBlock. It's going to be our digital front door for our clients. A lot of our clients now are very tech savvy and they can upload their documents. When you have investments and document retention, we want our clients to be able to use their MyBlock app to store those documents. I will tell you that I love my MyBlock app and my tax pro hates me, because every time I get a document, instead of waiting to have them all at once to bring to him, I upload them individually. So if I put my little hot hands on it, I take that picture immediately, put it in my MyBlock account. We want to get our clients in the habit of using their MyBlock to store their documents, so that when it comes to tax time, they're not hunting for documents. They all have all the documents already in their MyBlock. And then we are testing more Spruce functionality. One of the beautiful things that I had a tax pro ask me this last year is, I need to be able to transfer money from my Spruce account to my child's Spruce account. That is going to be a reality this year. It's in testing right now. So, that was one of the drawbacks of people getting the Spruce card. It's going away. We'll be able to transfer money from one Spruce account to the next. And they're still not at the point where they're going to do joint Spruce accounts, but that is also in the pipeline. So start thinking, making sure your clients are getting Spruce. Remember, the Spruce account is an actual bank account. It's an actual checking account with a savings account that currently has a 3% yield. So when you're talking to your clients about using their Spruce card instead of their Emerald card, there's a savings account with a 3% yield. And if you're trying to grow and check your credit, it gives you a credit update every month with advice on how to improve your credit. So we talk about these programs, the onboarding, the time back, the mobile app, the Spruce, as individual items, but they all connect together. They all go to make your client experience a better experience for your clients. And I would say everyone on this call needs to have a Spruce card, just so you know how it works, so you can explain it to your clients. You need to be using your MyBlock. One of my favorite tax pros, I don't think she's on the call today, called me and said, I need to get an Emerald Advance. I'm like, okay, then you need to use your MyBlock account. I don't know how to get into my MyBlock account. If you're a tax pro, how do you not know to get into your MyBlock account? So if you can't do it, then you can't teach your client how to do it. So each of you should have a MyBlock. Each of you should have a Spruce. Each of you should even have an Emerald card, just so you know how our products work. So the growth strategy is to serve more complex clients. We are going big as a company. We have the CPA roll-up. So if you hear of a CPA company going out of business, some mom and pop want to retire, let us know. We can help buy that company and grow that company into us. We're giving small business advice. We're still doing entity setups for our small business clients. We are doing bookkeeping for our small business clients. So these are ways that we're going to get those more complex tax clients so we can take great care of them. And then the biggest change is Go System. So you know who you are if you have the Go System training. Most of you are actually done with the Go System training, and I thank you for getting ahead of the game. I have a few tax pros who really need to dig in and get this training done. If you need time in office to get your Go System training done, let us know. The offices are open for Emerald Advance. If you need to be in a quiet place, the leaders know how to help you to get into an office. So if you need help with your training, if you need time to get your training done, if you need a quiet place to get your training done, please, please, please reach out to your NTLs or reach out to me, and we will get you into an office so you can have that quiet time to get your Go System training done. So, growth strategy, evolve the operating model. This is a multi-year initiative. We're going to set, measure, and reward performance. So everyone is going to know what their personal targets are. We've had lots of tough conversations this year on TPI. So we want to make sure that everyone understands how you get paid on TPI, how the office leaders get paid, so that everybody understands what they need to do to make sure that we have their targets set, we're measuring their targets, and we're going to reward performance. We want you to know how you get rewarded for performance. So that goes from the tax pros all the way up to the CEOs. We need to understand how we get paid. And so if we're leaning in, we know what we need to do, we're doing what we need to do. So they're going to enable frontline and franchisees to be highly productive experts through technology and process redesign. They're starting this with, putting more of the onus on the client to understand and select their products, so that we just have to do the talking and they are making the actual selections using the client monitor. And we're going to leverage real estate as a strategic asset. So for a couple of years, they were closing offices. They're still going to close offices, but they're also opening additional offices. So they're really digging into where we need to be, how we need to raise the bar, where we need to be to make sure that the clients are seeing us, and how we're going to elevate that client experience by being in the right place for the right clients. So the block behaviors, we've had time to talk about, what we're going to do going forward. The block behaviors, we used to have 8, we've condensed it down to 5. And we as a team need to live, breathe, eat, sleep, perform, and internalize these block behaviors. We need to be customer centric. And I tell this to the managers all the time. Without customers, there's no need for tax pros. Without tax pros, there's no need for managers. Without managers, there's no need for DGMs. And so it goes on until we're no longer a company. So we need to delight our customers. We need to be customer centric. The customer is the most important person in our organization. That was said by Henry Block some 75 years ago. And so we need to continue to live and breathe that customer centricity. Customer empathy and understanding drive our priorities. So we're trying to understand what the customer needs and we're trying to meet them. And so if all of you internalize that the customer is the most important person that in our business, then we are all making every effort to take care of that clients, those clients. Learning agility. Learning fuels excellence. And this is where I'm going to get on my little soapbox for 5 minutes. So CEs, learn up. If you're not already a cert level 5, you need to get your CEs done. Do the CEs based on your cert level. So you learn what you need to do to take care of the clients. Everyone has to do CEs. We're about 75% complete as a metro. So there's 25% of you that need to get them done still. But dig in, learn up. The classes are all in Block Academy. You pay $35. You can do as many CE as you want. We have some overachievers who do over 100 CEs. They're the people who are taking great care of our clients. We have those of us who get our 10 done and we stop, and that's fine too. But we want to make sure that when you do a class, you understand what you've learned so that you can take great care of our clients. Client care training has launched, and we want to make sure that we take our time as you go through client care training. There is a set number of hours that is allotted to you to complete your client care training, yes. If you need a little bit more, you let me know. We can accommodate you if you need that accommodation. But we want you to dig in, learn the material, so that when a client comes with you with an OB3 question, you're fluent in OB3. When a client comes with you with a tax question, you have your everyday tax questions handled by your client. So when you get to that screen and the client has a balance due, you can explain why your client has a balance due. I'm going to go over a little bit tonight. It's telling me you got 5 minutes left in the meeting, but you guys know I try to get these done as quickly as possible, but I'm really feeling passionate about our Block Next strategy. Everyday feedback is essential for growth. If you don't tell me I'm not doing it right, I can't fix it. So we have to have that two-way conversation. If I catch you, with something that we need to adjust, we're going to adjust it. So we need to have that two-way conversation. I think we have a really good relationship with this team where we can have those two-way conversations. And then leading straight into that is accountability. We have goals, we have targets, we have things we need to get done. I'm going to ask you to hold yourselves accountable, and I'm going to hold you accountable so that, we are progressing in the right direction. And then we deliver and reward results. If you're a tax pro and you're making and you're being productive, you should be paid for being productive. If you're the right cert level, if you're making sure every client understands all the products, then you will be rewarded. Leaders, if you're leading your teams to great success, then you will be rewarded. We can't reward mediocrity. If you're mediocre, if we're living a mediocre life, then you're going to get mediocre. We want excellence for this team. And then a few additional tax office enhancements. So I did mention that we're going to be able to scan documents and import that information into the tax returns. We're allowing the clients to have control on their client monitors of making the choices for Peace of Mind Tax Dignity Shield, Second Look. The MyBlock appointment card. So they will get a note in their MyBlock that they have an appointment. It'll have the details of the tax pro. We're going to go around this year again and take great pictures of our tax pros to make sure that the tax pros have great pictures. So when a client walks in the door, they're seeing who will take great care of them. Launchpad is already on the system, and those who have used it think it's fabulous. And then photos and bios, we're going to update that process. They haven't gotten there yet. I'm really excited for the new system for updating photos and bios. And in the Tax Pro Finder, the Tax Pro Manager tool. It used to be Tax Pro Finder, it's now going to be the Tax Pro Manager tool. So, what excites you about the block deck strategy? Bueller, anybody?
It makes us more relevant, Gabby,
Thank
for
you, Jeremy.
for our clients. It just it gives us exposure that is new and is going to be very fresh. And
Yes.
when enforced the right way, the clients will enjoy the new service and can find everyday usage in our products.
Perfect. Thank you, Jeremy. And then how does trust and technology best come to light in your perspective? Trust and technology, how is that going to affect how you take care of your clients?
Well, it's
Okay.
definitely going to go to our productivity, because if our tech is not in line with what we're trying to do, then many times we sit there with our clients at our desk and it's idle, waiting on, system to reboot or something. So we definitely need that support for the tech. But as long as the tech is going, I think that the opportunities are endless. We just need to make sure that the tech is ready for the mounds of returns that we're going to put into it.
Excellent. I'm glad. I love that mounds of returns. I'm going to start using that one. All right. And so we've talked about your clients, about the future. As you've talked to your clients about the future, how have they indicated they want to be served? So let me rephrase that. If you're talking to your clients, as you talked to them last year, the year before, going forward, are they giving you any hints on the things that they want that we don't offer yet? So for me, having been around here for 100 years, the introduction of technology, the introduction of our digital products, so Approve Online, MyBlock, has been a little clunky, and so some of them don't find that smooth. And I think with this new venture, with the new technology first, we're going to smooth that out for our clients so that we have more clients enjoy our products. All right. And then what part of the plan do you think will be most difficult to execute this year?
I'd probably say the buy-in for some of the tax pros and how important it is for the CSPs to buy in, because they are the frontline pioneers of this new venture that BlockNext is trying to take us to.
Perfect. I love that, Jeremy. We need to make sure that everyone feels as passionately about BlockNext as I do. Drink the Kool-Aid, y'all. Drink the Kool-Aid. It's green. It's yummy. And then, what is your largest question so far as we go into TS26?
Oh, I got one.
Stacy first, and then Anita.
Okay.
The Sidekick function, will that be available like when we go in and do case studies, or if we go into, just practice learning, will Sidekick be available?
That is a good question. I will have to put that one to the people that know. If I don't have the answer for you this week, I will definitely have it when I get back from convention.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Any other, Anita, you had a question.
Yes, I actually have two. One being safety for our
Mhm.
offices, making sure that they are secure and safe as associates are leaving or coming to work. And the second are the keys. I think I missed the opportunity that I think it was said, or maybe I misunderstood, that it would just be the I guess the keypad or whatever on the doors this tax season and not actual keys. And I said, well, maybe I heard that wrong. So I just want to make sure that I misunderstood that. So just to clarify, associates that have keys will have a key to the office that they are working at, correct?
So this year we are going with lock boxes. If you have a one-off office where you do not feel absolutely safe going in and out of that office, we will discuss that on a one-off basis. But in general, the keys, we will be using lock boxes this year. And a vision for the future, all offices will have a keypad entrance coming in the future with cameras and security for your security.
So will we have, can we buzz people in at
Yes,
locations?
that
So
that is where we're going. So that is rolling out probably within the next 2 years. So you'll have to have someone at your front desk. You'll have to have someone watching that door to make sure that we're not having service breaks at the front door. But we are rolling out keyless entry for all the offices. And this year, we've had to rekey 2 districts several times within a year. And so that is why we're going the way of the lockbox, so that we're not rekeying offices. But if you have a special situation, Anita, we'll discuss it and see if we can make adjustments.
sounds good to me. Thank you.
Right. You know we don't use anything in concrete. Everything is flexible, but we're going to do what's best for the majority. And then if we have to make tweaks, we can always tweak.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So I've added the district results. This is where we are fiscal year to date. So Memphis South, you guys are down 12.1%. Last year, this time we had completed 858 returns. It looks harsh, but we're not getting the TPR flow that we've had in the past this year. So that is where our pain points are. But if you are working in the office and you have a client that needs to close a tax return, or if you're not working in the office at the moment and you know of someone who needs to close a tax return, the offices are open. They can book an appointment and we will make sure that there's someone there to close that return for that client. Memphis Northwest, you guys are down 8.3%. And so this is still a little bit of residual, I think, from people who have not filed due to the storms. They're just holding on to tax returns for next year. But we have those WIP lists. Everyone has access to Work Center. Go through your Work Center, reach out to the clients that are waiting for us to take care of them. A lot of our clients think we've ghosted them because we're not doing that consistent outreach. So we have the WIP to make our numbers. Let's reach out to our clients and close some returns. For anyone who is not hired yet, please get hired. What we need this entire team to be done with by 12/15. There's some other dates in the company, on the company side, but what we want Memphis Metro to be the best trained team. How do we become the best trained team? First of all, you have to be hired. Then you have to complete your CEs, 10 hours of CEs by 12/15. If your CEs are not complete by 12/15, there is an automatic termination. And I say this because I have about a quarter of our team is not done. Get your CEs completed. There is an exception process, but unless you've been hit by a bus, we're not doing exceptions this year. And I said that and people were like, what? Yes, you have to have something really, really devastating for us to do an exception. And the thought process behind that is you can start your CEs on January 1st. And we have tax pros who are done with their CEs on January 1st. So think about that. We want you to be CE complete by 12/15. No, very few or no exceptions. Okay? Compliance training. Your compliance training is in Block Academy. Your compliance training is your financial products compliance that each of us has to complete if we are going to work in the tax office. If we are offering clients products, we have to have that bank training complete. That is not an H&R Block requirement. That is a bank requirement. So if we're working with the bank, we need to be ready to do what they've asked us. So compliance training needs to be done by 12/15. Your client care training, if you are hired and you are completely processed, your client care training is already in your inkling. You get paid for client care training, you get paid for compliance training. Please log in, please get your training complete. We would like to be the best trained team in the company. So we want to get as much of this training done by 12/15. If you are a tax professional, you need to have a PTIN. Log in to your PTIN account, renew your PTIN, and then reach out to your office manager, because you should have heard from them by now. Reach out to your office manager to get your PTIN paid for. If you can't find your office manager, Lindsay has the card information and I have the card information, but please start with your office manager. And then your availability and appointment manager. I know when you did your application, you put an availability in. I also know that some of us are warriors and we will work from open to close. If that is what you do, please put that in the system. Keeping in mind that during peak, and it's only for peak and it's not every day during peak, we open at 8 o'clock in the morning and we close at 10 o'clock at night. So if you are available at 8 o'clock in the morning, please put that availability in. If you are available at 10 o'clock at night, please put that availability in. We will try not to schedule you open to close every single day. We will try. That's why we're hiring you people. But make sure that you have that availability in. If you are one of those very lucky tax pros who've been selected for Go System training, please get that training complete as soon as possible. A lot of you have been selected for months, and we need to get your Go System training complete. If you are not fully hired, if you have any questions as to why you're not fully hired, reach out and we will make sure that you're hired. I have two people, I think, that are in the process that need to do additional steps. Please reach out, get your Go System, get your hiring documents done so that all your training drops into your system so that we can be fully trained, the best trained team in the company by 12/15. Any questions? Perfect. Thank you for your time tonight. And thank you for your time tonight. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was enlightening. Welcome, Darlene. Thank you for joining our team. And like I said, if you have questions, concerns, reach out. You know I'm always here for you. Your leaders are all back to work. So you reach out to your leaders first. They're here, they're available, they're ready to help you. The offices are open. If you need to complete a tax return, reach out to your leader. Let's get that client scheduled and taken care of before the end of the year. Have a fabulous night. During the day, I normally say go forth and kick some tax, but tonight, go get some rest so that you're ready to kick tax tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, Gabby. Great.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one. Good night.
Good night.